Hi folks, welcome to my studio. Today is a video for string players, so if you have a violin or a cello and you want to pause this video to go and get it so that you can play along with what we're going to do. I'm going to play open string samba. I have the accompaniment set up on my computer, and so you can pause this video, or if you want to just watch it all the way through and then go and get your instrument afterward, that's great. If you're having trouble with tuning your instrument, just let us know. I'm only a phone call away, and we've got some links for your parents to tuning apps that you can use on the internet, and I'm happy to talk anybody through that. So if you're a violin player, for this song you need to remember your different elbow levels. The E string elbow is over here, and then A, D, and G. And that's basically how we know what string we're on. So this is just kind of a fun way to do open string practice because it's a great fun little song. Some of the experienced players, I'll bet you even know it from memory because we've done this a couple of times now. So get your instrument and get a nice bow hold, and here we go. Pinky finger, violin up nice and tall on your shoulder. 1, 2, ready, go.
Hello, Song Strings Advanced. So today I'm going to take you through an exercise to practice different finger patterns in first position. And now, what do I mean when I say finger patterns? Basically, when you're using your left hand fingers on the violin, they're going to be either, each finger is going to be close to another finger, or it's going to be a space away from another finger, right? So the first finger pattern is this one, where we have a space between the open string and the first finger, and then a space between 1 and 2, space between 2 and 3, and then 4 is right next to the third finger. So if you're playing on the E string, it sounds like this. We have E, right, our open E, and then first finger is F sharp. A space away we have G sharp, a space away we have A sharp, and then B is right next to that. That's your fourth finger. B, A sharp, G sharp, F sharp, open E. Okay, so this is kind of where the exercise starts off. Now, in each pattern that you're going to do after this, you basically just take one of those fingers and you move it next to a different finger. So after we do the first pattern, pattern number 1, you move on to pattern number 2, which is space again between our open string and 1, E and F sharp, and then space between 1 and 2 for G sharp. Now it's just A natural, so 3 goes right next to 2, and then we put our fourth finger down where we put it before, which makes a space between 4 and 3. B at the top, A natural, G sharp, F sharp, and then E. Okay, so that's pattern 2. Then pattern 3, you lower the second finger now. So we start the same way. We start with open and then F sharp. So 0, open E, F sharp. Now 2 is going to go right next to it. That's our G natural. Then we get A natural, so we get a space. Then we get B natural, so another space. We're going back down, B natural, A natural, G natural, F sharp, and E. So then, our next pattern, we lower the 1. All of a sudden now we get open E, F natural, so it's a low 1 right next to it. Then we get a space for second, space for third, and space for the 4th finger, and then back down. Then our next pattern it kind of resembles our first pattern because we get a space between 1 and 2 and a space between 2 and 3, and then 3 and 4 are close together. The only difference is that now our first finger is right at the bottom, right next to the open E. This is our F natural, right? So we started like this with F sharp, and then we basically just moved the whole thing down to F natural, G natural, A natural, and B flat next to the 3rd finger. So that's E, F natural, G natural, A natural, B flat, A natural, G natural, F natural, and open E. So then our last pattern resembles pattern 2 for the same reason. Our fingers they have the same spaces apart from one another. The only difference is the 1 is right at the bottom for F natural, that low 1. So it sounds like this. E, F natural, G natural, A flat now, and then B flat, then A flat, G natural, F natural, and E. So this sums up all 6 of those patterns, and you'll notice that on the worksheet each bar has a repeat sign, and so that isn't actually like a normal repeat sign. It doesn't mean that you should only play it once. It kind of means that you can isolate that bar so that you can play it over and over again, because you'll notice that you're probably better at some patterns than you are at others. Like you might pattern 3 or 4 might feel more natural to you for whatever reason, in which case you can concentrate your efforts on the other patterns. So for instance, if you wanted to only work on the first pattern number 1, then you would isolate that bar and repeat it, I don't know, let's say 3 times in a row. There you go, and then you can work on it. And the other thing too is that you can vary your speeds. If you've practiced this kind of thing already, maybe you can try to ramp up the speed, see how fast you can get it. And or practice like a nice tone and a long bow. Okay, and another thing that you might want to work on alongside this would be to practice, short bows is another example. And just, think of different ways you can practice each one if it starts to get boring, right? So maybe you want to practice slurs. Practice slurring 2 notes at a time. Or practice 4 notes at a time. And so, yeah, figure out, what you need to work on, and isolate. You know, you don't have to do all of them necessarily, but see if you can do a couple every day. And then it would be a good idea to try to play just all the way from top to bottom, so that you just get one of each bar. So each bar, you know, you get that one pattern, and then you feel it change to the next pattern, and then to the other open strings. 1, 2, 3, go. 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 1, 2, 3, go.